nuclear arsenal of its own. India and Pakistan have more than doubled, and very possibly tripled, their weapon totals. North Korea joined the party long ago, exploding its first atomic bomb in 2006, followed by a further 5 tests of even bigger bombs in conjunction with an active missile program. It remains at best only a matter of time before President Trump's Rocket Man has the potential to deliver nuclear terror to any part of Europe and to the entire United States. And as I write this, the story is taking new, darker twists. Trump's policy of engaged hostility toward Iran has ripped holes in the 2015 treaty designed to contain that country's nuclear ambitions. Now its government is actively enriching uranium, the core substance required to make a nuclear weapon, in explicit breach of the treaty's restrictions. If Iran gets the bomb, the Saudis say they will build their own. Turkey's president has openly argued that it is his country's right, too, to develop nuclear weapons. And with Israel already a substantial nuclear power in a region simmering with instabilities, the stage could be set for a performance far beyond our worst nightmares. It may all, of course, be just that, a nightmare and never a reality, a terror that we will always wake up from. When it comes to discussing nuclear holocausts, it is sometimes easy to lose your bearings. There may be plenty of bombs out there, but the fact is that nobody has used them since 1945. The very scale of their destructive power is, as everyone knows, the best reason why. Use them, and you can be pretty certain they will be used on you. That, at least, has been the guiding principle of peace since the Soviets first tested their own bomb in 1949. But as other nations join the nuclear club or increase their stockpiles, international efforts to keep the beast firmly chained in the very back of its cave are harder to secure. Some governments, perhaps threatened with their own extinction, might perceive the risks of using nuclear bombs rather differently than traditional strategic thinking suggests. And not just governments. A recent Harvard report claims, with disturbing evidence, that the dangers of nuclear terrorism are very real. Over the last quarter century, there have been at least 20 seizures of stolen weapons-grade material, and there is more of the stuff out there that has never been recovered. Modern experts bandy euphemisms such as radiological dispersal devices, but what they really mean are dirty, crude, unstable and, most crucially, easily concealable bombs that could shatter entire cities and kill huge numbers of people. The fear of such weapons goes back a long way. Even in 1946, only a year after the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs, J. Robert Oppenheimer, technical director of the Manhattan Project and one of the key figures in the pages that follow, told a closed Senate hearing that there would come a time when just a few people could smuggle a nuclear device into New York and destroy it. When asked by one shocked senator, "What instrument would you use to detect an atomic bomb hidden somewhere in a city?" Oppenheimer answered, "A screwdriver to open every crate." This, I think, is the truly frightening impact of Szilard's words 75 years ago, that once one nation starts building a bomb, the pattern is set for others, and not just nations, to follow. The process is unstoppable. The box has been opened, and one fears can never be closed. For all these reasons, it seems more valuable than ever to reacquaint ourselves with how it all began and why. It is, of course, impossible for words to capture the true scale of what happened in Hiroshima on that hot August morning in 1945, or in the days, months, years, and decades afterwards. But the witnesses to that event, both in the air and on the ground, elderly women and men who generously invited me into their homes and told me their stories, they surely deserve to have those stories repeated, and especially now. When I researched Shockwave, their numbers were fast dwindling. Today, almost all of my witnesses are gone. A few of the people I met in Hiroshima who experienced the horror as children are still alive, but the crew of the Enola Gay, the aircraft that dropped the bomb, have all passed away. The last member of the committee which selected Hiroshima as the bomb's target, and whom I interviewed in 2004, has also died.